哪来这么多木头？1,000个就够了。结果又捡到木头。还是说这是我刚过来的地方？哦，好吧，那不用了，就先充电。好，上个厕所，稍后回来。 好 ，OK。接下来还有什么东西啊？要赶快出来！啊！我也要中邪了！啊！
Please help me!
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility.
Oh.
In order to maintain caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center.
哦，驱邪成功。
Aurea, I'm free.
然后欧利亚，我猜你就要挂
You
了。
must escape.
哎，靠腰我的话，等一下，靠北啊！奇怪，我刚刚画面怎么会变这样的？嗯，好。
My sister!
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. 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 Survive. Prevail. You are Banuk. What else matters? Aratak. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here. Let's go.
哎呦，所以刚刚说的，在火山爆发之前逃离这里。是哦。
One of those?
It's the only way! Get me up top, Aratak! Now! I need explosive ammo! Above! Quick!
那个炸弹是怎么从你的腰部那边长出来的？
Great Banukai!
脊椎断了。正常那样摔下来，脊椎应该要断掉了。
Araya is gone. What of Cyan?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Araya's retreat at the end of the shaman's path.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
好，回到欧利亚的修行地。所以这样子的 DLC 是就这样结束了吗？那小。我要回到这里，欧利亚的修行地这里。好，加强版冰棍，回去找华尔加。哦，这个要帮我。对哦，他还有要帮我升级那个。干！哦，存档一下，终于可以存档了。
All of my interactions with Araya were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak. if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss.
Oh, 亚拉塔克与亲恩。
Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
真不愧是人工智慧。其他问题，我直接说再会。你是
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Aurea, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Aurea who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
This Firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron and took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
哎呦，这个人工智慧好像有点得意哦。
Do you know what happened to your colleagues, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow, years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
Director Chow.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback,
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
undoubtedly.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Aurea said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes. I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
What do you think Hephaestus is exactly?
A software entity of great complexity, far more advanced than I am. From the beginning, it has demonstrated a singular focus: the construction of machines designed to hunt and kill humans. My trace routes indicate that to accomplish this goal, it has attempted to take over the manufacturing centers you refer to as cauldrons. But its efforts have only been partially successful. Some it can penetrate. Others have robust countermeasures that frustrate its efforts. In me, however, it found an easier target. Not only could it break my defenses, I also controlled all of Firebreak's resources. Raw material. Manufacturing to bootstrap more advanced...
Enough to build its own cauldron.
Yes. To construct Hunter... And yet,
这剧情
it
有够
does
紧
have
的。
internal limitations.
哎，
It
那个
wants to
我
kill
问一
humans,
下，如果
but
你
not
聊
to
天室有人还
exterminate
在
them.
的话，
It
你们
is
现在看
difficult
那
to
个实况
understand
画
where
面
it
是
draws
有
the
画
line
面的吗？还
and
是
why.
只有声音啊？
Difficult doesn't even begin to cover it.
Even though I spent years as its unwilling servitor, its core programming remains a mystery to me.
Aurea.
You meant a lot to Aurea.
Once I understood Aurea's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Aurea's compassion for me would lead to
有画面是不是
self-sacrifice.
？OK。
Although I do fear
伊芙你
non-existence,
520，感谢。
I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined. How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional
最后
distress.
的对话真的好久，
I
我
will
就稍
do
微
what
跳
I
过。
can to help. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone.
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of
设定
Yellowstone
成只有
facilities.
语音这样子。哦。
From my readings and Aurea's descriptions, it
因为
seems
我
the
刚刚自己
area
用那
has
个手
since
机
undergone a drastic
拍
drop
那个
in
退学来
year-long
看的话，
temperatures.
我
A
这边
lot
也
has
是只
changed in
有
the world, Cyan.
那个声音而已啊。因为我画面也是没有画面的，所以我以为那个
Do you know
我
anything
的实
about the
况是
dam
没有
near
调
here?
整好。
Yes, it was converted to serve as a reserve power source for Yellowstone operations. It was later appropriated for the Firebreak project, and its last human workers replaced by Pharaoh's servitors. After my tasks became less time-critical, I investigated the dam's data repositories. These provided me with several colorful additions to my...
There's a ruin east of here full of ancient flying machines.
这个人工智慧很
Is
高
that part of
欸
your project?
Yes, a drone hangar requisitioned by Dodger Blevins. The security chief, he was a strong advocate for military. Chief Blevins spent... Clearly he enjoyed...
Were there many artificial intelligence?
Yes, in many forms. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing
泰
to be
伯利亚
flexible
之女
enough to handle my
好像没
duties,
听过。
my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a
有空
result,
我再
my
去找来看看。
intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
What was the old world like? The way it used.
I had little exposure to the...
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. A concerted effort to recover from global upheaval. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, but these stemmed from one cause. Catastrophic climate change that greatly...
So there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced, and millions perished, as much as 20% until the clawback.
So things got better. For a little while, at least.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation. Green Robot Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitors. We had succeeded. At least it seems my assessment.
好，看来是没有话了。OK，
I should get going.
就再会啦。
There is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with...
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly.
我当个头脑派还是感性派呢？
Life is hard for the Banuk. Their world is unforgiving in their beliefs. I guess they help to keep them going. So take it easy on them. Try to guide them, bring them around to understanding what you are.
Communion with machines features heavily in the mysticism of the Banuk. I think they will be agreeable to this approach.
As long as they don't end up worshipping you.
Upon consideration, I believe such an experience would be intensely uncomfortable.
It would. Because at heart, you want to be honest, right?
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able...
I'd like that, Cyan. I should check on Aratak.
OK， 你醒来的时候。 亚拉塔克，亚拉塔克，给我出来！
Cold. Very cold. I get it.
push。哎，亚拉塔克，你要跳下去了吗？
My chieftain,
Just, Aloy.
as you wish.
I wondered if you thought that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
又要。好啦，我在这条世界线，我就先当个感性派的人了。
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's fair. But she was ready to face it.
Only in the struggle against death do we find, even for a moment, the spark of life. Truly, Araya found the spark. I'm proud of her. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warak can't follow. Besides, we'd already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Tuke has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
又要我去打燕爪兽，妈的！征服高山，解除成就，哎呦，还给我7个蓝闪晶，水啦 ！Epsilon 覆盖指令。哦，我可以覆盖燕爪兽、双爪兽跟炙火兽。哎呦，终于啊！天哪！双爪兽还好，那个燕爪兽，看燕爪兽真的是超难打的。那个挥爪子的那个距离又很长。好，看一下，现在下棋攻击。哦，可以直接从马背上进行刺杀哦。寻宝好像会很容易把我的那个背包塞满。这个好像比较方便，直接随时随地叫一台东西出来。好，有呢，还有什么？这个太多了吧？宝箱、爆破陷阱。哪里？造者墨图。哦。哈？造者墨图是什么？哦，主线任务。哎，所以那个 DLC 的部分应该是结束了吧？应该是结束了。What the fuck？ 逃出铸炉。哎，这个我不是完成了吗？逃出铸炉。2、1，逃出柱。所以还有是不是？总共还有4个柱。我先回这里卖个东西，然后升级小的武器，逃出柱。对， 哇，负一。双爪兽，可行者，机器核心，核心中，核心大，这不用这么多吧？回声可不用这么多，不实际，没在用劣化的啦。27、23、22，这太烂了。真的很少在用劣化，劣化没办法永久劣化的话，就感觉不是很好用。操控加16景深，哦吼。OK， 先这样。哇，负1啊，蓝闪金，干！那我建立工作它是怎样？收集蓝闪金啊，然后啊，这个会显示吗？不会显示啊。我要怎么收集蓝闪金？先来这里看一下好了。逃出筑炉，总共4个。该不会有4个练筑场要打吧？这个有这么的 DLC 有这么的长吗？我看一下，这个是双爪兽吧？这里，哎，直接。原地叫一台，哇，真屌！嘿嘿。靠腰啊，这里是燕爪兽哦。
One of these things again.
Holy shit! 啊，那一只又是什么？手魔化破坏的。哎，等一下，等一下，等一下。过来啦！哇，这个希望它可以55等，我的天！啊，怎么还是手？怎么还是中邪的？你那个中邪的不都是已经驱魔成功了吗？哎！哦，这样子还看不到我，好爽！哎，你等一下，你等一下，别闹了，燕爪兽。哎，转过来干什么？哦，他看到我了！哦吼！好，干！やばい！哎呦，靠腰！ 给我搞泰山压顶！哎！爆了！电他一下！哎，靠腰！哎，我好像要知道要怎么闪他这一招了。没了！哇！等下你还有哪里是弱点的？等一下，等，你背后那个是什么？我看一下，燕爪兽是吧？这是什么？火焰狼。啊，我要怎么？哎，还是动力电池？那个是动力电池吧？哎呦！我应该要先把他们壳打开。哎，直接被拍飞。有了！呀塞啦！滚！哇靠！5只逃出！哦，原来如此。有5只燕爪兽逃出来了，所以才叫逃出卤 打一只就要花掉我这么多的那个，而且还他妈的不给蓝闪金。你这样对吗？你这一只这么难打，应该要给个蓝闪金吧？好，大概知道怎么打了。先打掉他全部的，哎呀，可怜呐、打掉他全部的那个电击的那个东东，这样子他会比较好打。最后一个蓝闪金到底要去哪里拿？还有哪里可以让我拿蓝闪金的？OK， 这样子一只打掉了。这里还有一只，我逃到这种地方来。不是吧？啊！不要动了，怎么这么多
？I think I'm in the clear.
靠腰哦，旁边还那么多只那个践踏者，靠腰，还是要我打屁？这个我打到一半就被操翻了吧？哇！好打，15等而已，那应该很好打。
One of the fire claws from Thunderstrom.
Ha ha ha! 烧死哦！哎呦，他会直接烧死哦，那就方便。
Deal with them quickly.
啊！丢你死！丢你死！好，剩下来一只燕爪兽。我后面该不会有
use for you.
哎，先换防火装。哎，靠北！哎，你跑太快了，按那一只又是杀小的。喂，不要每次。大炮！有了！哎，是我说不要来闹！干你娘的，自我说！打下去！哎，靠呀！我要死了！